Hi, it's Wednesday, so today will be English Live, and this week we are going to talk about sunblock, self-talk, and how you bounce back, and also the power by positive affirmations. I'm a bit tired because I just got back from a very long walk from DB North back, and we were doing venue viewing for a mindful leadership program. So actually, I'm a little bit tired, but anyway. So sunblock. I have given myself many years many excuses not to protect or take care of myself in terms of the sunblock thing. It got to a point when somebody pointed out in a not very nice way, and I decided that I'll do something about it. I have sports. I have not done well in making sure I don't have. So I would like to remind you and share tips with you. So even though I have it, you don't have it. So sunblock. Okay. Sunblock. Now the first part of making sure sunblock is hydration. So this toy here, it's a hydration toy. So what it does is it's got a button here. So what you do is you check yourself, and then I wonder if you see the indicator. So it shows a percentage, and it's got a smiley face on there. So you know hydration is good. So using it. So if you turn it on, because this is a nano hydration machine, so if you go on your face like this, it takes care of your hydration thing. Hi, Brian. Okay, and so that's the hydration part. So sunblock is about hydration and sunblock. A lot of people have excuses saying that because the sunblock is very thick, it does feel not very nice. So actually those are excuses. It's not true, because when I started really looking for a sunblock, you could actually find serum feel kind of sunblock, or you could find light, very ultra light sunblock that you can use. And I'm using this brand, and I think it's very good. I'm using this brand, and I think also you could put sunblock on your hair. Okay, I have even seen people putting sunblock here as well. So sunblock, do have to do sunblock. I put it on my face, I put it on my hands, and I bring it with me. And you know I live in DB, so DB, it's actually, you need something like this. So you know what? This is called a do not disturb hat. Okay, let me see. Okay, like this. So it really covers you up, so you're very protected. Now, what do you do with your hands? My hands. All right. My hands. So my hands like this. So I make sure I do my protection well, making sure I don't have blow and spots. I'm sure that when you have spots or you have freckles, there are many reasons why, but at least I try my best. I'm not giving myself excuses not to take good care of myself. So I being responsible for the future me. So not giving myself any excuses not to take care of myself. So, and what else? Okay, and when it comes to sunblock, when you're doing your makeup, actually a foundation doesn't have sunblock. So what you do is, what you use is a BB cream. Now this one is what I'm using. So this is what I'm using. So it's BB cream. Again, when you said BB cream, people would say, oh, again, I don't like the texture. I don't like it. So, however, it's not true. It's not sticky. It's just an excuse. So in life, don't give yourself too many excuses not to do something that for your own good. So this one, if you can see, is a light stay kind of sunblock, BB cream. So it's a light stay. So it stays very well. It's very thin. It's very nice. So again, no excuse to run away from being responsible or taking ownership of taking care of yourself. All right, so I bring out sunblock only because I would like to share the message of taking care of ourselves, the message of being responsible, taking ownership of taking care of ourselves. No excuse. And also, I think I got to a point when I'm old enough, I dare walk away from toxic people. So this is a very toxic friend. So I also want to bring you the message that sometimes we could leave toxic relationship. I don't think that's a very nice way to treat your friend like that. So anyhow, those two messages. What's next? So sometimes we might run into things that we don't like or we're not happy about. So it's the ability to bounce back. How do I bounce back when I run into a challenge or when there's something I don't like, I'm not happy about? So I would like to share with you 3 different things. Number one, I would like to share with you timeline, the concept of timeline. There was a time I was learning NLP and also learning hypnosis. So I went to Taipei to have my timeline class with Stephen Gilligan. Stephen Gilligan is a student. It's one of the students of Milton Erickson. So Milton Erickson is the father for hypnosis. According to Stephen Gilligan, he doesn't do hypnosis because to him, hypnosis gives suggestion to people's subconscious mind. But for him, he felt that's not the best way to support people. So Stephen Gilligan only does trance. So trance is just to bring people into a state where they are very comfortable and they are willing to share things, talk about things, to commit to what they are willing to change or transform at that particular point in time. So that's timeline. So according to Stephen Gilligan, all of us are just going through our timeline, learning on planet Earth. So that's why we're here. That's what we are here for. So think about it. If all of us are just here to learn on our own timeline, nobody should comment anyone. Isn't that right? We're all students on planet Earth. So nobody should have the right to comment other people. So this is something that I like. Being non-judgmental about people. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. So it's about not judging people. Each one of our brain is just an independent movie theater. So if it's just a independent movie theater, the same thing could mean literally different thing to each and every person. So it's a matter of respecting differences. So timeline. And also, in case we run into things that we don't like, one of the technique is stock taking. So when you feel upset about something, when you are up to here, so what you do is you visualize different containers and even garbage bin in front of you, so that you stop take your own thoughts. So find yourself a very quiet space. So in that space, basically the benchmark is there's a circle, you are a circle. Anything that's inside of you belongs to you. And anything that's outside of you is external. So find yourself a very quiet space. So sit there. Whatever that's bothering you, take the thought out. Oh, this is just anger. Okay, emotion doesn't help. Leave it there in the container or in the bin. Okay, another one. Let's stop, take another one. From here. Oh, this message, I got it from my mother. I see. Whatever people tell you, it's just a reference. On your own feet, decide what you want to do with it. So if it comes from your mother, leave it there first in another container. Oh, this is just something coming from my boss. Okay. So literally take everything that doesn't belong to you there. So stop, take. And at the end, you will realize, oh, my problem is not like this. My problem is just like this. I always say our life is like this. When something collapses, it's just this particular point collapsing. Your life has not collapsed. So it's just that particular point collapsing. So, okay, focus on that. Tackle that. So another technique that you would like to use when you stop take your thinking. So what you think talking, it's got 4 steps. So in front of you, there are 4 containers. The first container. Okay, let's go through your thoughts. Again, get yourself a space, sit there quietly, inside of you, outside of you. Okay, no tap into yourself. Anything that's external, don't worry about it. Focus on yourself. Stop, take. Now, okay, the first box is facts, F-A-C-T-S. So what is the story about? This thing that's really bothering me. What is that? Facts. So I stop, take the facts, okay? The story goes like this. It's this person. It's this case. Okay. In the box. Second box is your interpretation of the facts. Okay, this happened, this person, this case. All right. What am I interpreting because of that case? I mentioned just now, each one of our mind, of our brain, is just an independent movie theater. So different person, different people will have different interpretation of the same thing. So what is your interpretation, which is the most important thing? So now, what are you interpreting? Be very honest with yourself. What are you interpreting? Now, this is the second box. Third box. All right, I have this story, I have this case, I have this person, and then I have this set of interpretation unique to me. Now, what are the emotions that I'm getting because of that interpretation? Because that interpretation is so particular to you that that set of emotion comes from your interpretation of the thing. So now ask yourself very honestly. Give yourself a quiet space. Ask yourself, stock take. Oh, because of that particular interpretation, I feel anxious. I feel fearful of that. I feel not enough. I feel I have not done enough. So all the emotions in that. So we are up to stock take step 3. So stock take step 4. Now stock take step 4, what you do is, because you feel angry, you are not happy with what happened, because you're not getting what you want. You are not you're not getting what you want, it's not what you're expecting, so you feel upset. So step 4, what you do is, what am I expecting? So it's very important what you expect. If you could get to a point when you are upset, something is not up to expectation. So what you're expecting, what you're hoping is not happening. So that's why you feel upset. So what am I expecting? Be very honest with yourself. Think about it. What do you want? What are you expecting? So if you could go through that 4 steps, what happens is, basically you clear your mind and you go through the case. A lot of time, the time is not just the case. My interpretation of the case, of what happened. All right, if I have this set of interpretation, step 3, what are my emotions? How am I feeling? Yeah, that's important. And step 4, what is something that I'm expecting, that I'm not getting, that may be different from what I'm thinking? So if you go through that 4 steps, it's clean talking. So I cannot talk to you. So I hope that would help you when you are going through something you are not sure about, something that's really bothering you, or when you are very busy, overflowing, when you need to make a decision. So those are the 4 steps to clean talk: story, interpretation, emotions, and the 4th step is, what am I expecting that I'm not getting? All right. So those are the 3 things I'd like to share. If I would have to summarize, I think the sunblock thing is just an example from my own life to share with you. Be responsible for yourself. Be responsible for the future you. So take good care of yourself. Whatever you need to do, you have to do, you want to do, Don't give yourself excuses after excuses not to do that. I always have this thought, suddenly I'm over 50, suddenly I'm approaching 60, and then 70, 80, 90. So I felt that if there are things that I would like to do, let's do it. And let's not procrastinate it. Let's do it. So, and also to me, the second message is I got to a point I'm bold enough to leave toxic friends or toxic relationship. I'm not saying whenever there's a problem with people, it's because the other person is toxic. I never look at it like that. I always reflect on myself first. What can I do first? I think the technique is when something happens. I got this from a friend, but I find it very useful. Whatever happened, I get a mirror and look into the mirror and ask myself, why are you upset? Instead of getting a magnifier and say, whoa, blowing it up and saying it's other people's fault. So I get a mirror instead of a magnifier. I get a mirror and I ask myself, why is that bothering you? Why are you sad? Why are you upset? What are you expecting? So basically, I get my mirror. So it's today's live, and it's just my very simple wish since many years ago to share some of the skills from corporate training to people, to help people's life. That's what I want to do. It's just a very simple wish. And if you like what I'm doing, if you like my video, please let us know, or please share the video with your friends if you think that will be useful for them. And also we are in corporate training, so if you need any corporate training program, please come to us. Or this year, 2018, part of our net income, we are donating that to the Rotary Leprosy Service Project. So one of our program, Mandela Party, at least 5% of that program income, we are donating that to the Leprosy Service Project. As of today, April, we have already gathered 41,000 Hong Kong dollars donation and donated to the Leprosy Service Project. I'm leaving this open until the end of 2018, and I would like to see how much we could raise and how much we could donate to the Leprosy Service Project for the operation in China. At the moment, they are supporting 16 villages in China with leprosy villages. So, in case you would like to take that option, please feel free to share your donation through us for the Leprosy Service Project. So that's all for today. And on Friday, it's going to be the same topic, but Putonghua. So we are doing Cantonese live on Monday. We're doing English live with the same topic on Wednesday. And we are doing Putonghua on the same topic on Friday at 5:30. So you have a happy evening, and I'll see you on Friday. So I have seen many people here. Hi everyone. I see Gloria here. Hi Beverly. Hi Vicky. Hi Tess. Hi Freda. Hi Kathy. Oh, hi Mohammed. Long time no see. And I see PP Mahmood here and PP Michael here. So thank you, and I'll see you all on Friday. Bye bye.